Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Gronk here. So, as you can tell from the title of this video, it's gonna be about how I almost died. So, a few years back, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 years ago, me and my family, we decided to go to this water park, okay? On our last day at this water park, I remember everybody, like, for the few days that we were there, we always heard people talking about this ride, and we saw it on all the maps, and it looked like the tallest slide that they had, right? And because of that, we kind of wanted to save it for last, because me and my family, we have this save the best for last type thing. Now, my dad, being the crazy motherfucker that he is, this guy's saying, well, let's go, and he's just like super enthusiastic about this whole idea. And since it's our last day, it's like, well, we gotta get our money's worth, so we decided to go. We see it, you know what I mean? Like, we're not even close to the thing, and we could see it, like, above the trees. Like, this shit is tall as fuck. And I'm looking like, yo, we're going on top of that shit? Like, no way right now. So we're going up to this shit, and the line is long as fuck. Don't even get me started. That shit's like, I think it took us like 20 minutes to get to the top. And, when you're down there, when you get close to it, it doesn't seem that bad, right? But the slope of the slide is like, it's like almost straight down. It's like perfectly vertical, basically, is what it looked like, right? And obviously, if it was, like, that would be really dangerous. Like, it should not be, right? Obviously, it wasn't, but that's what it looked like and felt like. So, we waited 20 minutes. We got to the top of this shit. And, at this point, I'm looking down at people, like, walking around in the water park, and they just look like fucking ants. Like, this is not okay. Like, this water slide was, like, 2 or 3 stories tall. Like, bro, I'm not kidding. Like, look at these pictures, bro. Like, this shit is fucking huge. Look at this shit. And now I'm fucking shitting myself. And at the top of this thing, they had like a little ODST drop pod type situation going on. Like, you have to stand in there, like they close the glass case, right? And then the floor disappears underneath you. And they had like this whole training video so you don't fucking like die or some shit. And guess what? That didn't fucking help because I almost died on this shit. I could fucking sue these people, but I'm not gonna do that because I don't have the money for it. But you know how that is. Eventually we will. This video will be proof of that. But it's me and my dad right next to each other because we're the only, like, he's like crazy enough to get me into doing this bullshit, right? So he brought me along. My dad is in the front at first, right? He's like, you know what, you go first. He's like, no, you go ahead. I'm like, bro, this guy cannot be serious right now. Like, he brought me along. He's the one that tried to convince me so hard to do this shit. And now he's making me go on this fucking shit. I'm like, all right. And in my mind, I was like, all right, bro, it's kind of cool, bro. Like, I could do some Halo roleplay in this bitch. Like, I could pretend to be like the rookie from Halo 3 ODST. Like, and I'm getting ready for this. They're showing me this training video. They're like, oh, you got to make sure you have your arms crossed on your chest, and you got to make sure your feet are crossed, right? So I'm looking like, okay, like, how hard can this be? Like, this looks pretty easy, right? It's like, I won't even break a sweat type shit. So I get in there, and they're doing the countdown after that. So I start going down. I'm falling. I'm in free fall at this point. And my arms go to the sides, and I'm, like, getting scared. I'm, like, kicking my legs around and shit. And as I'm going down, I feel half of my body off of the slide, and half of it still on. I don't know how the fuck I didn't fall off, or I didn't die that day, but I kind of pulled, like, I grabbed the part of the slide that I was further from, right? Because I was falling off on the right side, and I could grab the left side of the slide. So I grabbed it, and I pulled myself closer in, and I stayed on, and this shit was zooming, bro. And before I knew it, I was at the bottom of the slide, and I was about to have a heart attack. Like, my heart was beating so fast, and all I hear behind me is my fucking dad, and he's like screaming. He's like, woo! Like, he's coming down the fucking slide, and like, he almost crashes into me because I'm sitting there like at the bottom, because when you like come down from the slide, they have like a little basin of water to like kind of slow your impact when you come down, and I'm just sitting there like in a daze, and I could see like my mom, brother watching me, and they're like, oh shit, like, what the fuck just happened to this kid? And my dad's coming down. He's like, let's go for another round. Let's go for another round. Like, that shit was fucking crazy. And I'm just looking at my dad like, Bro, you almost just got me killed. Like, what are you talking about, motherfucker? Like, I'm not going back on that shit. And I mean, yeah, that's about it. Like, I didn't go back on that shit. My dad went for another round because he's a ballsy motherfucker. I wish I could be like him. Yeah, guys, moral of this story: pay attention to the directions that they give you on these slides. And I think that's really what it comes down to. You know, I think they should kind of drill that in, that if you're not going to follow these rules to the T, like, there's a chance you might fucking die. You know, like, that'd be nice if they filled me in on that. Don't be an idiot like me and start flailing your arms around. If it's your first time, even if it's your first time, just please stick to the rules. Don't freak out. You're going to be fine as long as you do what they say. And safety precautions, man. That's about it for me, guys. If you guys have a similar story, leave it in the comment section down below. And I'm sorry if I sound a little different today. I'm kind of under the weather because I got sick. So yeah. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.